fabricate when it comes to its resolve to target terrorism and its AQAs, and that's exactly what will happen if Pakistan dares to do it again. Sir.
Vineet, very clearly, firstly, there is no surprise of the Prime Minister's visit to Adampur, because he, over the last 11 years, has clearly demonstrated grand mastery over time and space and locale from where he will make messages, whether it's domestically, whether it's a particular institution or the whole world. So in a sense, Adampur was a very good choice for 2 or 3 reasons. One, that there were Chinese media reports that Adampur had been made out of action. And as you rightly pointed out, his presence at Adampur and addressing the air warriors was a very significant signaling to the armed forces of India, and he congratulated them, as you would have observed, for the mastery with which they were able to overwhelm Pakistan, and no amount of disinformation, duplicity, or combined with China type of a propaganda offensive all over the world is going to neutralize India's capability, so well demonstrated all over. I think also in many ways he has congratulated the armed forces. He has talked about, the matter of detail is important. Detailing in strategic communications and information warfare, especially at the level of the Prime Minister, is highly admirable. He's talking about the effectiveness of the air defense system. He's talking about Indian Air Force having demonstrated capabilities both in thwarting an attack by Pakistan through very, very integrated joint air defense system whose worth has been more than proven. That's the grand lesson of this war. And secondly, following from that, the type of neutralization of the air defenses in Pakistan, he fleetingly alluded to that. And then also he talked about offensive, which was the targeting of the key infrastructure of terror in Pakistan, the terror managers, the terrorists, the terror handlers, and also signaling through this approach to New India. He made this very, very key observation about the New India post-Pahalgam attack and the 5-day-long conflagration, that there is a new norm. There is a shift in the doctrine that any attack will be from the terrorists in Pakistan, wherever it takes place, whatever the scale, whatever the magnitude, will be taken as an act of war. And that's the allusion he made, and very categorically, without a shade of doubt, said how proud he is of the Indian Armed Forces, addressing the armed forces from an air base post the 5-day conflagration. I think this is grand messaging and was very well required, particularly when the articles in the Telegraph of UK, Le Monde, Reuters, then the Chinese media article which talked about the PL-15 and how it has been so effective in downing aircraft, and yet Prime Minister didn't make a reference to it, but a dud PL-15 not far from Adampur is lying on the ground without having struck an Air Force fighter, and therefore proving that it is a missile which can be a dud. I think I'll end here. If there are any further questions, we can, so that the other panelists have time to respond to your question.
Big screen. I'm going to try and show you what exactly India has done in this case, and why is it so important to understand that